So you can see behind me the street's vibrant, there's a mariachi band out, there's people out, there's things for sale everywhere. We've got market stalls. I don't know if their roads closed or not. I'm scared I'm going to get run over. I think it's only bicycles. There is a side street just next to us here which has got traffic going up and down it while there's people trying to walk about on both sides. But as you can see, the roads here are super jam-packed. Everyone's got a mask on, but that's the only indication that you've got that there's some sort of concern to have. Aside from that, everyone's just going about their day, doing their thing. It's only about 12:30 in the afternoon just now on a weekday, but we can see it's completely rammed already. I don't know if it gets busier than this later on or at the weekends. I can't imagine how you'd fit more people in this area just now. I'll pan around so you can see it ahead of me at the moment. So I've just come out of one of the busiest markets that I've ever been in. I got lost completely. I'm not scared they're going to get run over by this truck because I'm stuck behind a bus. Yeah, I'm in traffic. The bus is going so slow, I literally can't get past it. Oh, where to now? Yeah, this is the scruffier side of the market. The bit inside's actually okay. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to see if I can get ahead of the bus. Is that advisable? Probably not. I'm going to keep walking behind this bus just now. It's stopped. Literally stuck behind a bus. All over the world buses are the same. They just get in your way, they're too slow. As you can see, most people have masks on here. Not that there's anyone about just now. I've got mine on because I'm a good citizen and I don't want to spread COVID. That's the only precaution that seems to be taken here. Everyone's just jammed together. I'm lucky because I'm stuck between a bus and a lorry just now, so I've got all this space to myself. I don't know if you can see anything in the background or if it's just this lorry. See if I can get past this bus just now. I'll show you what I can see. A more confident man would have ran ahead there and got past the bus. I'm not that. As you can see, I'm winning at life. I got past the bus. I made it. We're onwards. Let's try and find our way out of this market and get back to the main city centre. It's getting sketchier and sketchier the further I go down. Somebody's already shouted at me for the camera. I'm sure it'll happen again and again. It's looking rougher up ahead. It's starting to look like Mumbai. Not the good part either. Starting to get self-conscious now. It's a combination of the GoPro and I'm the only person in the city that I've seen today wearing shorts. It's not actually that warm, but for me it is. Tourist, Scottish, all the rest of it. I'm going to turn right and try and find my way back to the main centre. I'm going to try not to get mugged on the way as well. I reckon it'll be fine. More traffic. There's people walking up here, but there's also people walking back down. I'll show you what I can see in a second. It is just a queue of cars. Don't know where they're all going. I don't know if they know something that I don't. Is it this way? Oh, about to get hit by a bike as well. Shit, better move. That was a bad idea. Literally just stuck. Stuck in traffic, and I'm a pedestrian. Nice course I see there. Oh, someone in a wheelchair, they got right away. This is impossible. Constantly about to get run over. I feel like I'm back in Hanoi in Vietnam. Oh, the fucking noise as well. I need to admit I'm completely lost now. I think it is time to pull out the phone and Google where I am and find my way back to civilization in the city centre where it's all nice and pretty and touristy, because this isn't. It's starting to feel like I'm in Mumbai. Oh, I've just seen the fattest man ever. I'm going to try up this way. I'm not sure if this is the right way or not, but I'm hoping it is. And then I'm going to pull the phone out and have a look. So I found my way out of the market and I stood there like a tourist and got my phone out. So I had my phone in one hand and the GoPro in the other, just basically screaming, mug me, mug me. and I managed to find it on Google Maps, and we're about a 15-minute walk away. Apparently it's down one road, so I've not come too far. It's looking nicer already where I am. It's back to civilization, I would say. So I managed to survive the first trip to the Mexican market completely unscathed as far as I know. Let me check. Yep, wallet's still in the back pocket. We're all good, we made it. I think I'm back to nearly where I started. Not quite sure where that was. I'm walking on the road, I'm trying to be careful here. This place is just rammed everywhere in the city centre. Just trying to dodge bikes and cars. I'm going to jump on the pavement just now before I get run over. That would be my fault. It's a massive pickup truck coming towards me. Still walking on the road, zero fucks. I think I recognise this area, but Kenny all starts to look the same after a while. Where are we? I can't even walk on the road anymore. Oh, here we go. Pretty sure I recognise this area, but not 100%. There is what looks like a massive landmark of a building just ahead of me. I'll show you. I have no idea what that is. I don't know if I've seen it before. I'm really quite bad at this. That seems like that would be the first or second thing on Wikipedia if you Google Mexico City. It looks like one of those buildings. No idea what it is. I can barely hear myself think now. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Oh, this isn't helping the jet lag, I'll tell you that. I realised as well yesterday or last night, it's not jet lag, it's altitude sickness. I googled it because I had shortness of breath and I was getting concerned that I had COVID. And then I realised that Mexico City is 2,225 metres above sea level. To put that in perspective, that's about 1.5 miles. That's 1 kilometre higher than the highest peak in Great Britain. And the symptoms of altitude sickness are shortness of breath, fatigue, dizziness and tiredness, all of which I'd put down to jet lag. So the solution for altitude sickness is to not do any physical activity that exerts you, drink plenty of water, and don't drink any alcohol, and stay out of the sun. So obviously on my first day here, I got up super early, power walked into the city centre, which took about 1.5 hours, walked around all day, didn't drink any water because I didn't bother about it, didn't put any sun cream on because I've not had to use any in so long because I'm from Scotland. And then when I started to feel faint in the afternoon, I was like, a beer will sort me out. And then I sat and wondered why I felt like shit for the rest of the night. I'm putting it down to the altitude. I think I'm getting acclimatised to it, but it will take a while. Oh, I think I know where I am. Can I go this way? This is where I got shouted at before for having the camera on. I don't know if it was by anyone official or just a crazy guy. Yeah, I think just ahead of me is I'm going to call it the Parliament building. I'm not entirely sure. It's something. Is that the one that's got the scaffolding on it? That's how I recognised it last time. Oh, fuck. I think that is. Yep, I see it's got scaffolding on it. That's us. We've made it back to the city centre, which means the hostel is only about a 5-minute walk from here, maybe. I'm going to go back to the hostel. I can't check in till 3 o'clock. It's currently 1:30. I ditched my bag there about 11 o'clock this morning when I walked from the hotel that I was staying at for the last 3 nights into the city centre, which was a mission. I did get the metro for part of the journey, which made it better. And then sadly, I didn't get off at the wrong stop, but I went to the wrong hostel. There's 2 hostels with the same name, and I went to the first one. Should have been the second one, so I then had to walk for half an hour to get to the hostel that I should have been at to begin with. So that was about 11 o'clock this morning. Ditched the bag there, and then came out on foot. Went and had another disgusting meal. Forget what it was, but basically the sauce was sort of the look, taste and texture of how I imagine baby sick. Yeah, so here we are. That's the Parliament building, I think, there. Yeah, so this is us back at the main square. I did mean to Google this so I could tell you the name of the buildings, because I'm not actually sure. But there's a lot of people here. Again, I was talking about protests. I'm not sure what's going on. There is an awful lot of police here, just in general. I'm not sure if it's because they're expecting anything or if it's just like that all the time. But I mean convoys of 8 or 9 pickup trucks with about 5 or 6 cops in the back of each one, just cruising down the high street like it's nothing. I don't know if that's all day or not. Been standing waiting to cross the road, convinced there was 2 people in fancy dress on the other side, and then I realised it wasn't. someone had left a jacket hanging up. I think I'm going to blame this one in the altitude, definitely. Yeah, so we're going to take a walk about the main square just now. There is some form of protest going on. There's a government building behind me, and there was people waiting outside, and I heard cheering at one point, and there's a lot of security presence there and people looking in the window and then applauding. I'm not sure if it's some sort of local or national election that's happening, but we've got people over here that seem to be protesting something. We'll go over and have a look. We'll see. Is it a protest? Yeah, it looks like. Wow, piss poor attempt at one if it is. See a tiger?
Nos estamos exhibiendo, ya que son unos corruptos. Y también pedimos juicio político para expresidentes.
I hear political and presidente, so I'm guessing it's about the president, I think. There's another Para Israel. Yeah, piss poor attempt if that was a protest, I'm going to be honest. It's just one woman standing by herself with a megaphone. I might go and get a megaphone and just stand here. Yeah. I can't help but think, as I stand here in the middle of this massive square in what is the city centre, that it is, if anything, a colossal waste of space. Think of what you could do with an area this size. You could build a skyscraper. You could put market stalls in. You could have people, like I've just spent half an hour walking through a market that took me to probably the worst part of Mexico City that I've seen so far. And yet we've got this area right here. You could have temporary market stalls, they get set up daily, and then people could come, they can take in the atmosphere and the sights around them, and they could come shopping. Instead, what do we have? We've got one woman shouting into a megaphone that I can't understand, and we've got two tents set up that look quite grim and depressing overall. So yeah, that's my suggestion for Mexico City. Make this into a market stall area. Keep me from going to the actual market.